For as long as I can remember, I have wanted to perform on Broadway. It's been a lifelong dream. I feel like people move to New York because they're go-getters. It's a melting pot here. There are people who grew up here and are from here, but a lot of us came from other places to pursue a dream. There's a place for everybody, but it's everybody who's kind of at the top of their game because it's a very competitive city to be in. I definitely feel like my time at Stevens Point was a pivotal milestone in my path and my journey to where I am today. Stevens Point had a very selective program. There were 7 students in my freshman musical theater class, so to be one of 7 accepted, I felt very fortunate. One of the reasons I really loved Stevens Point and what drew me there was that they had a really strong triple threat program, acting, singing, and dancing, which was very rare at the time. Roger Nelson taught my favorite class, Musical Theater Lab, on Fridays, which was just the 7 people in my class, and we would choose material and sing for each other and critique each other, basically, in a very positive way. I feel like that was maybe the most valuable and practical course that I remember taking, and I loved Roger. He was super supportive, always very kind and passionate about what he was doing. My main dance teacher was Jeannie Hill. She mainly focused on tap. I remember one of the main things she said that I still carry with me is she wouldn't allow us to cross our arms in class. It's funny what body language really says, but that's one thing in particular that I remember sticking with me that she passed on. I left college and then won a TV reality show to get me to New York City. So it's crazy. You never think that's gonna be you. And I wasn't interested in the fame and the reality TV part of it. I did it because the prize was a lead in a Broadway show, which had been my dream since I was 3 years old. I've performed 3 times at the Tonys. The Tonys is the most stressful day of your life. A human is not made to go through that. But once a year is fine. And I would welcome it again, obviously. It's like that dream come true, that moment you always wait for, and then it's intense. It's an intense day, the Tony Awards, especially if you're nominated. It's insane. And then this year getting to perform with Bandstand right after Andy Blankenbuehler won. Andy won the Tony Award for Best Choreography literally 5 minutes before our performance. So we were just on a high celebrating him and getting to perform that. It was awesome. I have never been more proud of anything, I don't think, that I've ever done in my whole career than Bandstand. I get to sing and dance and act and do what I love, but I also feel like I'm impacting people and helping people and telling a story that really needs to be told. And there's something that's so fulfilling and special about that. These vets returned from World War II and are coping with the scars of war and the baggage of battle, and start a swing band to help them cope with what they're dealing with. And my character's a war widow. She's lost her husband, and for the first time since his death, really, is feeling like using her voice. I have a very personal connection to this show as well. My husband's grandmother, Eleanor, was a singer in a swing band with her husband, Steve, who led the band. Steve was drafted into the Army Air Corps during the war and was injured in training. He could no longer play the trumpet, and so he led a band instead. He was the leader of the band, and Grandma was the singer, which is essentially very close to the plot of the show. It seems like the job is all-encompassing sometimes, but any artist who's doing this here knows that it's super important to have a life outside of the industry. My husband, Nathan, is a photographer in the city. We met doing a show together in Minneapolis, got married there in 2007, and moved here together. So we just had our 10-year wedding anniversary. And now he actually shoots a lot of Broadway actors and actresses, and then also does poster images, like key art for Broadway shows. And he happened to do Bandstand and Bonnie and Clyde, the poster images for both of those shows. Obviously, when you're at this level, when you're on Broadway, there's a different kind of maybe pressure or expectation that comes with the job, and especially now with social media, you develop a fan base or people feel like they know you. So there's that kind of extra pressure. It's an honor to get to be on that stage and tell a story, share a story, affect people with my art and the gifts that I've been given, and feeling like you're having an influence or being an inspiration. What's amazing is that Music, I think, has such a gift and a power to heal. It's really incredible. I pinch myself every day going like, how did this happen?